proper test. I will see that whether I give you a 4 mark, 7 mark question, 14 mark question, whatever, but you should be very sure that you prepare. Now, today I'm going to talk about sources question. This is also very important. Now, about source, you should know one thing, that um source is mostly unseen, right? So what we are supposed to do, that we should learn how to answer the question. We should know those techniques for answering question. Instead, that we be learning each and every single question. So we should know how to answer a question. Is it clear?
Yes.
When you will practice the 2 3 sources of chapter 2 and 3, afterwards you will be able to answer any source question without prior preparation. You just uh, be able to do that question answer there and then, right? So please follow this. This is very important. Now this, as you see here, this is source A, right? Can you see this?
Yes.
Source A. Source A is comparatively easier because you are given a text and then followed by this serves as some sort of reference. It is from 7 Years' War, Battle of Plassey by Kennedy Hickman. This is the source reference, source A. We will see the question. What is the question about source A? According to source A, what reasons are suggested for the British victory at the Battle of Plassey in 1727? So this is a very simple question. Now you guys read this source and find out the reasons for British victory. Now apparently it's very easy, but there is one trick, one key point you need to know, that you must be looking for reading, underlining the points which are related to the suggested reason for British victory in Battle of Plassey. This is the question. So not anything like you're gonna just see and then write it. Is it clear? So what you're gonna look at, suggested reason for the British victory in the war. Okay, now I've written this, the central idea of the question. I'll give you 2 3 minutes, like just go through and see the reasons, and then I'll ask you everyone. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, please hurry up there. Hurry up, hurry up. It is 3 10 3 10 6. I will stop you. Okay, boys. Now raise your hand and let me know that you noticed or you come up with the same points, suggested reasons. Hurry up. Only Zain Ahmed. Is it difficult, boys? Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it difficult?
No, sir.
So why aren't you participating, rest of you? Why aren't you participating, right? Muhammad Daniel, are you here? Muhammad Daniel. Okay, who is raising hand and why are the other guys are not? Abdul Rafi, are you here?
So can you repeat?
What?
Why do we have to raise our hands?
I gave you a question. I gave you time. The question is written. What should I repeat then? I told you look for read this. I gave you 3 minutes. Read and then tell me the suggested reason for British victory. What reasons are suggested here? Why did British won this Battle of Plassey? Did you get?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me what's the reason? Hurry up.
So number one, that Nawab Sirajuddaula opposed the growing British power.
Okay, but that he opposed. Reason for the victory of the British. That
Sir,
could be the reason for the war, but not the victory. Yes,
sir, Mir
where's.
Jafar
Mhm.
was with the British. He
So one reason is that British persuaded Mir Jafar and Nawab's commander to switch sides and not fight when the two armies met. So this is one point that they persuaded Mir Jafar, and he then actually did not fight, and that was one difficulty which Nawab faced. The Nawab opened the battle with heavy gunfire, which went on until it started rain. So he opened with the heavy gunfire, but it was not effective because it did not damage British to any extent. Uh, Clive troops covered their cannon and muskets to protect them from the rain, whilst the Nawab did not. Second reason, when the rain cleared, Clive attacked and Nawab troops retreated, and 500 of them were killed, whereas only 22 soldiers from the Clive side were killed. So this is the answer basically. The rest is the background. So we are
sir,
not going to. Yes.
sir, can we also write about that Sirajuddaulah was able to capture the city but was not able to control it? Can we at
But
this
that
point?
that is not the. I mean, that was previously background to this, but here Battle of Plassey winning reasons. Battle of Plassey. So these are these reasons starting from here, right? So that we need to understand that we will focus on what is the question, not every detail. Now here you see the marking scheme will give you more idea about this. Clive persuaded me to switch side. Nawab opening gunfire was ineffective. Nawab did not cover cannon, muskets. English soldier knew how to prepare battle in rain. Nawab muskets were useless after the rain. Unwilling to fight, retreated. Okay, Jafar turned traitor, like persuaded, and he became traitor. This many casualties, and look, all the points which are suggested here in the marking scheme are related to what were the reasons for British victory in the war. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this question was a little bit easier, but the main question is the second one, which is more trickier. Do you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
And that is the source question. B, picture is given to you, and here you have to follow me very closely. Uh, First of all, we see this is source B, fine. British East India Company. Okay, we got one reference, the British East India Company. A painting of a British official of the East India Company riding in an Indian procession, 1852. So we got another reference. It is basically East India Company and British official. One official is riding in this procession, and this is 1850 2025. We'll see now what's the question. uh, what does source tell us about the East India Company in 1825? What does this source tell us about the company? Okay, now this is the question. Now you can see this question itself is a little trickier, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now picture source B is always challenging, and there are certain techniques to be followed, proper method to be followed to make it very simple and easier. So it is not difficult at all. So don't worry about that one. So let's start. Step number one. Step one. We have read, we developed the reference. So reference is developed. We know that this is about EIC, and there is a British official, and this is about 1825. And now we know the question as well, that what does this tell us about 1825 EIC in 1825? Okay, now the actual thing starts. Step number one. After this whole concept, we have developed the reference above the picture. If you see this picture, apparently it would make no sense. Like, you can see people on horses and around and this. But now we are looking this at this picture with this perspective. We have now the perspective. We have now the background. So EIC 1825. So this is now, look here. Step number one: identify what you see in the picture. Identify, I repeat, identify what you see in the picture. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is called surface features. That are we able to identify what we see in the picture? Like, abstract art, something about abstract art. Have you seen some pictures like in which paintings in which there are different things, but you can't identify what it is actually, you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the same thing here. First thing is we need to identify what we see in the pictures. That is very important. We need to identify. So now we start this thing. Sir, this is called surface feature. Then that identify what you see in the picture. So we see here, number one, this is we say it a British because of his dress. We see riding a horse. So one feature we identify is that a British official, British, because now we have the reference. So riding a horse. This is one thing, right? Do you identify this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Second,
sir.
we identify many Indians are around. This is a procession, so many Indians are around, but they are not on horses, right? Okay. Then, second thing we identified that some other people, they are Indian by their attire, they are on the horses also. So we see two, three people and following more. They are all also on horses, but mostly people are walking by. This is what we identify here. And third thing I identify here, which is little difficult, but it is apparent here. What do you see? This is basically a boat. What is it?
A boat.
It's a boat. It's difficult, I understand, but it's a boat basically. This is the other thing which is here. Now I identified one feature, second feature, third feature, fourth feature. So this is called identification of features. Mean surface feature mean that are you able to identify what you see in the picture? Now, one possible answer could be that you just write what you see. Are you following my point?
Yes.
That you write that in the source B there is a British officer riding the horse. There are some Indian riding the horses behind, and some Indians are around walking. And this is the procession, and there is in the background a boat. You wrote what you saw, and that is called identified surface feature written. In this case, you will get 1 mark. How many?
1 mark.
One.
1 mark. So this is not what is required. The step two. Okay, tell me, is step one clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Simply identify the features. And this is part of our answer actually. Moving to the second step. When we see a picture, any picture, forget about this one. Let me make it simple. When you see some landscape picture painting, mountains and lush green fields and river and a boat, and if it is night scene, so some moon. And what do you think about this scene? What would you say? What would come in your mind then? Did you get? Did you understand what I said? Or should I repeat? Hurry up, hurry up.
Sir, can you repeat?
I told you that when you look at picture or in reality any of the scene, like a landscape, you can say, where there are trees and mountains and a lake and beautiful flowers, etc., and you see this picture or you are actually there in that scene, so what would be your feeling or what will come in your mind about this scene?
So the British are ruling over us and they're
No,
taking
yeah.
over
Where is
our.
British ruling? I'm not. I said forget about this picture. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about think of any landscape picture. Okay. When you look at the okay, I draw it. It's not very good one, but I draw. This is mountain. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You see trees. Clear? You see a lake. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
what thought will come in your mind about this scene? What would be your feeling? What would you say? What first word will come in your mind?
Sir, beautiful.
Yes, this is what I wanted from you. Beautiful, beautiful. You'll say Subhanallah, MashaAllah, beautiful, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this beautiful, what you say, what come in your mind is what you actually thought about or what you actually made out of the picture. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is called inference. That when we look at a picture or at a scene, so what we make out of it. Okay, here now features we identified. Now our what we make out of this picture, what what we think about this picture, what thoughts would be there in our mind is our step two. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
let's suppose we say about future one. Future one. that a British official riding a horse, like this is the feature, this is what we see. We say he is important. What we say?
He is important.
Now he is important, or he seems powerful. Isn't it the same like what we made out of that natural scenery? That it's beautiful?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So step number two is this. Very simple. Now I hope you have got the concept. You must have understood this concept that you identify a feature and then you infer. Your inference is what you make out of it. Now you have actually what you have tried. You look at this whole thing, and this comes into your mind that he seems important and powerful. Now my question is, why did you think like this? Why did you infer like this? What is the evidence? Do you have any support for this thing? Like when I say it's beautiful, and it's a universally believed that okay, this greenery, mountains, trees, lake, beautiful, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now when I say that the British official riding the horse seems important, what is my evidence? Tell me why did you, if you
So
have,
Sir,
he's bigger
sir,
than
he's
every
shown bigger.
okay, he is painted larger, right? Painted
larger.
larger than the other.
Sir, he is in front of every other.
Larger, okay, very good. Larger, he is leading the procession, leading other point, okay, and he is wearing some decorated, this clothes, right?
So rich clothes.
Yes, sir.
Decorated clothes, uniform, okay. Now what is this? This is my evidence. This is my evidence or support for what I infer, for what I thought of the surface feature. So this is, mashallah, you understood the whole answer concept. Okay. Surface identification of surface feature first, inference second, support for your inference third. This is the perfect methodology to answer a source question. And this is how you are supposed to answer the question. Now, there is one more thing only, that is that here this support for my inference came from the source itself, because we identified the larger, painted, leading, decorated, so its importance and power. So you can support your inference from the source, or the second is also your context, contextual knowledge. Now what does contextual knowledge mean? It is background information. And what is background information? Because we know our background is EIC, our background is this period of time, and we know that EIC gained enough importance in this period of time, not because of the source, but because I know, because I have done this topic in the class, and I know this is my contextual knowledge. This is my background information to what is in the picture. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So now I repeat that this whole is the perfect way to answer the question. If you understand this, you can answer any question. You don't have to prepare. Yes, you need practice. You practice, you get more and more insight, but this is the perfect way. uh, is there any question? Do you have any question, anyone? All of you, please, first thing, I hope that all of you are paying attention and listening and here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And second thing is that, look, it may seems easy right now, like we went through each and every step very easy way, in an easy way and logical way, but I tell you, it requires a practice. You need to practice sources question, following this method same, and only then you will be able to answer any of the question in the papers. Now, step one, what's step one? Tell me, all of you. Step one,
Sir, surface feature.
identify surface feature. How many surface feature we should be identifying for one question answer?
4.
It can be 2 to 3, max 4, but 2 to 3 enough, like 3 major enough. Okay, if more than you, fine, okay, but 3 minimum, 3 is like the target. Okay. What's the next step after identifying surface features?
Inference.
Inference. Okay, very good. 5 inference. Now, Hassan Bajwa, are you here? Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, what does inference mean? Some boys said that inference, surface feature, and we infer. What does inference mean?
Influence?
Inference. Are you here with the
Inference.
class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we use the word inference many times now. Do you know first step answering 4 mark question? Sorry, this source question B, 5 marks.
Yes, sir.
What's the first step?
Sir, we tell the
Sorry, hurry up, hurry up.
sir, I told.
I did not hear you were muting, unmuting frequently. Hassan,
Sir,
hurry
no,
up.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, what I'm telling you, it was happening there. Can you tell me what's the first step? Hurry up quickly.
Sir, I can't hear you.
Okay, but I hope you have understood. I don't know now. Like, I just want to confirm it that you are there, you are following, understanding everything.
Can I tell the answer?
Sir, can I tell about inference?
Okay, inference. Yes, yes,
Sir,
Kundi.
it is.
Yes, yes. Tell me,
Sir,
hurry up.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, inference is when we look at something and we have to tell what is going on in it. What is like it.
So what conclusion you make out of it, right? On the basis of evidence, on the basis of what you see, what comes in your mind, what conclusion you derive from that, what like thought, reasoning is the inference. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you look at something, you come to some conclusion. When you see some, if you go some in some area in slums, you see a lot of, you know, this waste around. So obviously you infer that this is a pretty horrible place, right? You go to some beautiful place, like you see some trees or all that stuff, you say it's beautiful. Same like when you see some accident, let's see this. What comes into your mind when you see some accident? Just you think like reasoning is that it's something dangerous, something horrible, dangerous, right? Happen, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is inference. Now, after inferring this, your inference, then comes that why did you come to this? Then you need to explain it or support it. So we did it here through the source because enough information is there, and also through the source or through contextual background knowledge. I told you that because we know that EIC was powerful and important, so this also helped us. So we'll say that EIC gained importance during this period of time, or here we have enough information from the source as well, painted large and all that stuff. So these are the steps in answering a 4-mark question. Now I would like you to go through by yourself the suggested answer here. Okay, are you following my point?
Yes, sir.
So you will see all the way as I have discussed with you. So this source question will also be part of your test, right?
Okay, sir. So the time is
Now
up.
I know, I'm stopping. That's why I said you go through yourself. Okay, so I hope you've understood this very important concept. And in the next class, chapter 2 test, everybody be ready. No excuse at all. Okay, Allah Hafiz and take care.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Sir, will you upload the test or we will do it during class?
I will give you straight away question in the class right here,
Okay, sir.
and you will do on your loose sheets, and then you will upload on the page.
Okay,
Or I
sir.
can.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Okay, sir. Allah Hafiz.